Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the weekly outlook. It's Sunday, the 17th of July, 2022. Got the Aussie Canadian dollar. You're in this wave here. This is a zoomed out 4-hour chart. You're in this wave. Based on the length of this wave compared to this correction, now you have this. This could be a correction here, although we've broken this low, so this correction may get bigger. But I'm not really looking for a buy here yet, down to the 1 hour. If it breaks this top, you may get a really small trade that then you could set to break even and then see if it runs. But other than that, I'd be looking for downside. I'd like this to break up a little and then break down, correct, more downside. That's what I would be looking at on this pair. Could have a little running flat here. 1, 2, 3. Aussie Chief. It's really interesting here. We got this move up and an impulse correction. Now, is this another impulse and a correction for downside in which you could get this trade 1, 2, 3 and then potentially break the low? Or is this a 1, 2, 3 for upside? Nothing here yet, I don't think. Although you have an impulse and a flag. If it breaks this top, take it back to this level here. If you want to buy it, see if it runs. If this breaks down, maybe you'll get a setup to come down to here and then see if it breaks the low. Similar to the Aussie CAD. Aussie JPY. All right, so here's the big move up. Then you have this correction, then this move up. Question is this 1, 2, 3? Are we still in the correction? Or is this the only correction? And then you have an impulse, correction, more upside. Because you do have a 1, 2, 3 here. This isn't the most convincing move up here. If I was going to take a buy, I would rather take it from down here. Maybe this will come back to complete the move and then go. Or come back down here, complete this bigger correction potentially. This is a tough one. There's a 1 hour chart. I guess this could be the end. Then you have an end of the correction here. So it's 1, 2, 3. Then you have an impulse. 1, 2, 3, up. But this is corrective, it looks like. So I'm not sure. It's not the best pair to trade right now, maybe. Aussie NZD. Goodness. So we've got this possible flat. 1, 2, 3. Impulse. 1, 2, 3. Upside. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not going to sell this pair. I'm not going to buy it either. I don't really trade this pair, but I might buy it on a demo account if it breaks this top. Aussie USD. Broke the low. Got this corrective move. I'd be looking for this. 1, 2, 3, running flat. Or maybe this wave is done and we just get a correction back up to the trend line at least. We'll see. Here was your buy here. 1, 2, go up. Still have one on the 15-minute chart if it breaks this top, but I don't know if I would trade that tonight or on Monday. Yeah, and that was your trade when it breaks this top. Could still see more downside here. I don't see anything on this pair right now. That could change pretty soon, pretty fast tonight or tomorrow. CAD JPY broke down, then came back up, made a new high. Still correcting maybe. I'm looking at this as a correction for downside until it breaks this top. Then maybe this was the correction and then this was the new wave going up. But you do have an impulse and a correction, so you could get this trade or more. That's what I'm looking at. You could also have this 1, 2, 3 correction, 1, 2 new high. But like I said, I really don't care about buying this pair. I'd look for this to break down here and then potentially run down. Here's the daily chart. So you also have this, if you want to look at it on the bigger picture, 1 correction, maybe you get this move, bigger correction like this. CAD Chief. Looking like those other Chief pairs, like I think it's the pound and the USD Chief. This looks corrective. Here's a nice impulse. So the question is this. Is this a correction, a 3-wave move? 1, 2, 3, and then a new wave? Or is this 1, 1, 2, 3, in which you'd get another move to the downside? If I was looking for a sell, I'd want it to break this trend going down. And then a buy. I don't believe we have anything yet. There's no buy here. So, nothing here now. Check back this week. Euro Aussie. Possible big correction here. One, 2, 3. Might have a setup on the 1 hour. Impulse, correction, up. No sell here. But it's really interesting on the 1 hour. You have a break of this trend here. You have a break of this structure level. And you have an impulse and a correction. So if it breaks this top, you may get a buy. Euro CAD. You're way oversold, I believe. Let's check the RSI. Yeah, you were oversold on the 4 hour, maybe even the daily. Yeah, you oversold on the daily. Got an engulfing candle on the daily chart. Here. Got an impulse, correction. Same with the Euro Aussie. If it breaks this top, you might get a buy, even if it's short term. Euro Chief in the 4 hour chart. You could be getting a setup here for upside. 1, 2, 3. Or breaks down past this structure level. Maybe you get a short scalp to the downside. 1 hour chart. Here's your structure. Breaks this top, you might get a buy. Breaks down, sell beyond this level. Who knows how long it'll go. It's oversold probably on the 4 hour and the daily. I mean, it's not the best trade to the downside. I'd be looking for upside on this pair if I was going to trade it. Euro JPY. You have a breakdown under this trend line. check it out on the daily. For now, I'm looking for downside. I mean, there's no reason to buy this unless it makes a nice 4-hour or daily setup, which we don't have right now. I'd be looking for this to break down. Break down, moving average, break this structure. Maybe you get a trade at a downside. Who knows how long it'll go. You have a lot of room to the downside here. Back to these levels, maybe even lower. Again, don't jump into any trade. Euro NZD. So you got this wave. Can look for a correction and then more downside, or you could look at it like this. Some sort of flat correction for upside. So if you get the setup on the lower time frames, if it comes up, breaks this structure level, makes a flag, maybe you get the pullback up to this area and then it maybe goes down, or maybe you let half of the trade ride, see if it breaks the top. That's how I play this. Euro USD. Nothing here on the 4-hour yet. This is your buy right here, this level. Maybe you could come back, test that level again, give you a trade to the upside. If you're thinking long term, maybe you let that trade ride. For a sell, I'd look for this to break down, similar to the other euro pairs. Break this, correct. Maybe you get a scalp to the downside. I'd be wary of taking these trades. You got oversold and divergence on the 4-hour and on the daily, oversold on the daily. Similar to those other euro pairs. I would not be looking for downside on this pair. Pound Aussie. And a big correction here. If you're looking for upside, you could take the break of that, correct up to this level. Maybe you let it run. For downside, you could take the break of this. Maybe you get this trade down to this level, or maybe break the bottom. This is a messy pair. I'd rather trade something else. Pound CAD. You have an impulse and a correction on the 4-hour. You've broken out of this trend. Got back in it a little. If it breaks this structure level to the upside, I would take that. Check it out on the daily. Maybe you complete this 1, 2, 3. Or bigger correction. I think the EuroCAD has something similar. Pound Chief. Impulse correction. Deep correction. Maybe you get this trade to the upside. Complete this 1, 2, 3, or keep going. Maybe you get a bigger pullback to the upside. It's oversold. It'd be a good time to look for that. Pound JPY. A big correction here. 1, 2, 3. Possible upside. It breaks this top. Maybe take a small trade to the upside. See if you can get this. One, 1, 2, 3, 3. This is breaking the top on the daily, so this could be a 1, 2, 3 downside on the daily chart long term. It's possible. We'll see how it goes. Again, this is a tough pair to trade. Don't see anything short term right now, unless this is complete 1, 2, 3 on the 1 hour. Then you have this move down 1, 2, 3. If it breaks this, breaks down, maybe you get this trade. We'll see. Something to look for. Pound NZD. Nothing really here. Daily. You're looking at this as a big correction. You would want this to break up. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Back up to this level. Then look for downside. Or if this is a correction, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, break the top. So if you're looking for that big move to the upside, look for something happening on the 1 hour chart, which we don't have right now. Pound USD, same as the Euro USD. Might get a short scalp to the downside, or this could be the start of a new move to the upside. Maybe complete this 1, 2, 3, or bigger correction. We'll see what happens. If it breaks this structure level and this trend line here coming down, start looking for trade setups to the upside. NZD CAD. Look at the daily. That flat correction, breakdown. Looks like we're coming back up. Got this nice candle, pull back. Got the 4 hour again. This could be a correction for upside. If it breaks this top, you might get a nice trade. For downside, I would look on the 1 hour chart. It's pulling back right here. If it breaks down, maybe get a short scalp. Maybe let it go. If it can get down here, get to this level right here, or this level, set it to break even, see if it runs. If not, break at the top, might get a bullish move. NZD JPY. Like to see it break down here to this level or more. I don't see anything. I don't see any upside trade here, unless you were going for a short scalp. NZD Chief. This is a nice correction here, 1, 2, 3. Maybe you break the top, come up to this level or more. But you could also get 1, 2, 3, go up from there. Or if this is all the correction right here, flag, break this low, new low, break this low here. That's how I'd be looking at this pair. NZD USD. Same as the Aussie. Same as the other dollar pairs. Possible move up here if it breaks this top, or breaks this structure level right here. Look for a new low on this wave right here. USD CAD. Got an impulse to the downside. If you're looking for downside on this pair, you want it to break this. Break this, correct, downside. If you're looking for upside, Look on the 1 hour chart. When it gets to the trend line, see if you get a impulse correction, new high. Look at that on a daily chart. It's not overbought yet, but you do have this nice wick. Could break down. Probably a good pair to watch this week. USD Chief, I think it's similar. It's also similar to the DXY, I believe. You have this move down on the 4 hour chart. If you're going to take downside, make it break this level here. Correct. Downside. This is on a daily. Here's how you can look at this. 1, 2, 3. And this move's going to break the top after this correction. Or 1, 1, 2, 3. Get a new low here. This could even be the start of a big move to the downside. If this is first impulse, 1, 2, 3, down. These levels or even lower. You're looking to get this pullback here or potentially break the top, go down to the 1 hour chart. See if it breaks this trend line. You get an impulse, a correction, take it up. USD JPY just keeps going and keeps going. We've got a nice little flag here. There it is on the daily. It's oversold with divergence. And the RSI, all the way from here. Here's the 4 hour. Got a nice little flag there. If it breaks the top, maybe get a small little scalp. I don't think I'd be buying this pair right now. I'm looking for the sell at some point. 1 hour, nothing here on the 1 hour yet. This was the sell right here. Breaks these levels. I don't know. I wouldn't be trading this pair right now. All right, that's it for Forex. Probably do another video with the metals and the indices. So thanks a lot, and see you in the next video. Later.